Alrighty, what is up, guys? Evan Aldo here. Welcome back to the channel. If you enjoy the content, always appreciate smashing the like button. Let's get into it right now. So, talk about why the case, that we potentially could have bottomed pre-recorded video for the first time in a minute. So, no, actually a couple days or whatever. Anyway, so ultimately, there's some bearish things, or excuse me, there's some rare bullish things, I should say. And when we look at right here. not, not that. Right here, so crypto fear and greed index very low, kind of making a higher low right here. Maybe we'll jump up, and as we jump up, what I think will happen is we jump up with price. This may potentially come up, so that's a good place that potentially gives us a bottom here. The same could be obviously said about the stock market. Very bearish, and we got the lion roaring. That was, we had Trump talk about ultimately at the meeting with Netanyahu. The rumor is that they did that like kind of fake thing where it's like, market, or we're easing off on the tariffs, but we're really not. They wanted to see how the market reacted, kind of. So they know what they can and can't do. You know what I mean? Which I think is a sign that you could come up. Bitcoin, as long as you hold 78, I think that's really good. There's a wick down, a big liquidation wick down as well right here. And if you zoom out, forming kind of that area, so that's going to be actually a hidden bull div forming on the weekly. When could that confirm? Hopefully, within a few weeks, or maybe even this week if things get really good. Probably not this week, but probably within a few weeks. And then that could, give you a nice recovery upward and continue bring the bull market, back on and potentially hit, some major targets, maybe even 118. I mean, that would be too optimistic by June, I think, at this point, but maybe back to all-time highs by that Bitcoin conference, 103 or 108 all-time highs, then maybe a summer lull. I mean, there's a few different scenarios. Maybe something like this, then you get your typical summer lull, you're back down, it gets boring again or whatever. And then into the end of the year, then you get up to that 120. Maybe even your blow off top gets you to 150. Maybe a lot happens in the last 6 months or the last quarter of this year, especially when you would see a lot of better things play out, or typically what we see in 4-year cycles. I don't know, but I just think you would see something like that in all likelihood. Lower time frames, I don't think 4 hour, and I do have a new trade in that's doing pretty well. If you guys are interested in that, link in the description below. If you guys are interested in joining the Discord, or interested in trading, or going to the Bitcoin conference, a lot of things thrown at you at once, but a la carte, 10% off any of this with my link down below. Evan is the promo code. Just click the link down below. BloFin, really good promo, 10% off your fees for life if you sign up to BloFin or BitFi with my link down below. And if you want one free month in the Aldo Empire VIP Discord with a lot of these trades, take profit, stop losses, entry points, all that stuff, link is in the description below. Oh yeah, if you sign up to deposit at least $100, I'll give you one free month in there. Just open a support ticket with your UID or your email. So yeah, Ethereum, that's the big thing to talk about. I mean, I was looking at the I don't have it up at the charts right now. I forgot about it, but I was looking at the essentially the liquidation points, and there are not many. There are not many liquidation points going under. There's a lot more liquidation points going upward. Now, you could argue when people start longing, there's going to be more liquidation points at these low levels, yes. But as of right now, there's no one to really chase out of this market anymore. You came down enough. You hit a major point right here, and that could be a potential bottom. You're not going to get your hidden bull div here, but you're going to get a deep anchor wave on that weekly, and hopefully that could turn things around for Ethereum a bit more. If you break up off of this, very simplest pattern here. We'll be lenient, because I think when you come down a lot, you got to take on target all the way up at like this line 1862. So it wouldn't surprise me if you can recover to that pretty well, especially if traditional markets do so. ETH Bitcoin, what would be good here is if you could bottom out here. I don't know if you're going to bottom out here. You could go down lower. It's hard to say. I do think that if you get this weekly, wave to print, and that money flow starts to come up, which is what we were already seeing it print, but now it went away because we went down farther. But same with the 3-week snake eyes, is the weekly may give us another plain green dot, red dot, may give us another thing there. So I don't know. I mean, it definitely can go down lower. You know, if you think it's going to take until the Fed officially ends quantitative tightening, you know, it could be May, it could be June. I would say June the latest, but it can go down a little bit lower. But I think in the short term, we should jump up here on Ethereum. Solana, I wanted to look at. That's another big one. Beautiful bounce off the spiral line pocket. I think that could be a potential bottom. And then if you jump up out of this area, you know, right there, 132 could be a technical target. So a lot could come back into these markets. A lot could come back into these markets. Let's talk about traditional markets a little bit because those have crashed, I think, worse than Bitcoin, right? On their USD pairs. I mean, well, not from the all-time high, but 20% right here. Essentially almost got down to this level on the SPY, you know, that big wick downward. I like to look at the SPY versus Dixie a little bit here because it's like hitting this low right there that you had in April 21st is essentially the spot by kind of factoring inflation. I think it's the best way to kind of factor inflation here because you look at inflation is a lot lower now. It's only an 18% correction. So, I mean, anybody who's saying inflation is still very bad, I don't think as of right now inflation is very soft as of right now. The lion Trump is right when he says inflation. It's not down no 80%. What the hell? 80 eggs are not down 80%, but it is coming down, which I think you'll see that data in the CPI report coming out in a few days. And I think that may mark another thing that kind of helps propel these markets and brings down yields some more too. I'm surprised they bounced as much as they did with the market bouncing a little bit, but I think yields should drop down farther, assuming inflation numbers come out cooler than expected, which I think would be very likely. I'd be shocked if they come out hotter than expected. But who knows? Who knows who's really behind those numbers and what their motives are. Whenever you're wrong about something, just say it's manipulation. Just say it's conspiracy. No, I'm just kidding. But making a higher low on others, trying to make a higher low, we'll see what happens here. Big area. Hopefully you would hold. You really want to hold this area. It looks like you will. I like that jump. NASDAQ, I mean, the same thing, I would say, as opposed, just like the S&P 500, huge area right here. I think you can jump, and this crash ain't as bad as, the thing, 22% factoring in inflation. I mean, on its USD pair, it's worse. It's probably like 25, right? So that's good. You don't see that too often. I mean, that's big. Nobody's talking about that. Inflation is down. That's a healthy thing. That's more than enough, unless you think we're going to go into recession, which you're starting to get the fear mongering coming out. The big boys are talking about it. It's usually what happens when the big boys come out. They want to buy the dip, so they scare retail more because they want your, I don't know, that seems what happens, a decent amount. So yeah, ultimately that's what I'm kind of looking at on the markets right now. I think we could keep going up some more if you want some more trade setups. Look at kind of what I'm doing right now. Check out the Discord down below. Always appreciate you guys smashing the like button. Check out the exchanges. Be careful, but I think there's a lot of opportunity out there. Have a good one, guys. Goodbye.